Has there been a different feel this week at all, do you think, after a win?
Not really. No, the week-to-week stuff's been okay. Yeah, game day's been tough. But the Waffle didn't play last week either, so there was more on the track on Tuesday. Outside of that, no, it hasn't felt... We've been pretty process-driven the whole way, so no, obviously there's a good energy, but most weeks there's energy by the end of the week.
There's that famous shot at the end of the game when the siren goes on the coverage. I don't know if you've seen it, of you in the box standing, and I think you put your hand to your face. What were your thoughts
at the end of the game
when the siren went last week?
Any close win, relief. Yeah. So, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah, we could have lost that. So, I think it was. I thought the players handled the last minute pretty well, but the fundamentals and the way we got attacked in the last quarter, we didn't manage that well. But we got to review it and talk about consequences when we miss fundamentals and how we manage the situation. And we showed the last minute of the game, which we haven't had a chance to do, to actually review close games and how we handle it. So yeah, that was different.
Is it fair to say you haven't been able to practice end-of-game scenarios like that either?
No, not really. No. So we're chasing different things. So that I've been in that space before, where it's a bit more strategy and clock management. No, we've been more trying to control momentum than match-winning or match-saving situations.
It looked like you had a reaction. Looked like you had a reaction to the crowd's almost standing ovation at the end of the game. Was there a bit of that? Look, I've spoken a lot about our members and how supportive they've been to our players and our footy club, and that's, if anyone is in WA, the way of pressure and criticism and how heavy that's been, and then the support on the other end, and the understanding of some of the situations we're in. So I think they've been along for the ride this year. So turning up against North, I think with 38,000, 40,000, we feel it. So when we won, I think the St Kilda game was close, and there was an appreciation there for the effort, and then the win, the acknowledgement to the players for that win was pretty obvious.
Have you felt that more from the fans this week as well?
No, probably more last week. Yeah, and the week the last month, the connection with our members in our footy club and our players is as strong as it's been. So it says a lot about them.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much does it say about the membership?
Yeah, well, there's 100,000, and I think our membership for the women's team's coming up soon as well, and that's all part of it. But it's obviously not everyone's. We're not high-fiving, but I think they understand what we're going through and how hard we're working, and of course that doesn't mean we're satisfied or we're comfortable. But, they're turning up and we're trying our best.
I guess they'll want to honour, and as well as you guys want to honour Shannon Hearn in the next couple of weeks as well.
Yeah. Well, he's, exceptional career with us, and, he spoke really well the other day, and it'll be great to see our fans turn up for what might be the last couple of games that he plays. So, yeah, the way, they responded to him as well. Obviously, he's one of the club's greats, one of the AFL greats, really.
So obviously he goes out to make sure he doesn't get hurt, and McGovern comes straight back in.
Yeah, he's pretty sore, Bung, so he's just hanging in there. And Gov will come back in, and Yowie will start this week.
So how different has match committee been for you this week, with no actual injuries in a game and coming off a win and no Waffle game to worry about it, either from a form perspective? It's been pretty simple.
No, we're going to lose. We'll lose Dom for possibly the season, so he's got a bit of a foot issue. So, so there's been match committee. Obviously, there's been more conversations about how we're going to handle some of those things. Almost normal, but not quite.
So what's happened with Dom?
He's got a bit of a foot, so with a hot spot there. So whether he gets back this year or not, he's trying really hard to play and support. So he'll have a week or two off, and we'll assess it. But 4 weeks left. So he's coming off no games last year, syndesmosis. So I'm not surprised. There's been issues here and there. So we need to look after him.
How's Shuey tracking with the hamstring at the moment?
Yeah, hopefully next week. Yeah, we get to see him. So he'll sign off today. But we're not going to take any risks with Luke. But yeah, it was very, very minor. But that seems to be the ones that get him.
Sorry, when Dom, is that surgery or just off?
No, it won't be surgery. No. We'll just time off legs. So whether it's 2 weeks, 1 week, 6 weeks, well, we'll work through how that pulls up in the next 10 days.
I just saw some chat about Liam Ryan. Would you speak to Liam about what his future holds and how important he is?
Did you just look at your phone then? Look at
yeah,
that.
just
they look like
through to me.
Okay.
Gavin Belly was talking about it actually.
All right. Well, he's contracted player. I think you're assuming talking about him looking elsewhere. Yeah. I doubt that's on Liam's mind. He's entrenched in WA with his family. He's had a lot of support with us. So. But we'll talk about all that stuff, list management. It's not really something we're going to play out every week here, but I would have thought Liam's going nowhere.
You're in the part of the draw now where it's actually teams around you on the ladder as opposed to the...
Around us?
Yeah. So you got
Really?
12, 13, 15 on the ladder in your last 4 games. Like, do you see yourself as a
We're
chance?
18.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sure it's pretty, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
You see yourself as... Do you look at these games as more winnable and a chance to get off the bottom?
Well, like I've said to you before, every week it feels like we're up for the fight, and then we have games, in particular away. The teams we're playing are all chasing final spots, so there's a lot to play for both of us. We're probably playing for different reasons. We obviously want to win, but we're trying to get better for 4 quarters. So yeah, we're a bit behind those teams in terms of wins, and there's still finals hopes for all the teams we're going to play, and in particular Essendon this week. So yeah, we're under no illusion of where we're at still. A really good performance last week, probably not 4 quarters still. So, and we've been poor interstate. So our challenge this week is to start well and be competitive.
So what have you done this week to try to fix the away stuff?
I haven't cracked that code yet. So it's been a while, probably 6 or 7 away games in a row. It's been pretty poor start. So part of it's the younger group, but outside of that, we've tried a lot of things. So maybe just back off a little bit and let them get ready and set some pretty high standards, see if they can get those.
So they'll obviously know. They know when it's in their heads we've been bad away.
Yeah.
How can you get them that out of their heads and let them just play footy?
I don't know. Well, give me some advice. It's we're working on it. But the more attention you give it, the more possibly you overthink it. I thought last week against Carlton, there was probably some of our senior players probably tried too hard. We gave away 7 free kicks in the first quarter, so there's this over-stimulated commitment, which sometimes brings free kicks. So yeah, we're aware of it. We've got some real basic goals we're chasing. They don't change quarter to quarter, but we just seem to perform better after quarter time. So we want to start well this week, but without putting every effort into that. We need to be really clear about what we're going after, and hopefully we start better.
You might have to ask Elijah Hewitt, I reckon. Nothing seems to faze him. What can you say about his form and his form direction and his performance last week? Yeah,
he's 18? So he's I think played a bit of reserves football early in the year. He's a power athlete, so he suits the modern game, doesn't he? So you can sort of tell that in the future he's going to really adapt. So, and with the mid's been a bit light on, we've had to lean on our, Ruben was the same, and our younger players. So we give them exposure. They're going to have really good quarters, and they're going to have quarters where they might struggle. But on the weekend, I thought, in particular his third quarter, he had real presence.
More in the mids this week because Dom's out?
Yeah, well, I've got a few younger players, Luke Edwards, Xavier O'Neill, those types of players, and some senior players might be able to push in there. Gaffy might play a bit more on ball. So, yeah, there's all those opportunities.
Is Yo an option to go into the midfield, or is it just too risky?
He's an option, yeah, definitely. You have to pinch hit. We've done it before, but we'll see how we go.
Just on Elijah Hewitt putting him head-to-head with Zach Merritt, is that something you might consider potentially?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry him. But it's probably not a head-to-head thing. It's whoever's there, unless we run with Zach. That won't be with Hewitt. All right. So, but we'll assess all that. one of their biggest strengths is their midfield, and it's not just their contested work, but their two-way running, they're high end. So that's going to be a real challenge for us.
How do you back up the defensive effort from the Kangaroos game?
Well, we got a really good field position last week. I think we had 60 inside 50s and 30 odd forward 50 stoppages. That really helps our back half. So when you're on the back foot from stoppages is probably been a biggest issue. And even on the weekend, I think we're minus 13 at clearances, minus 30 the week before. So we've got to try and, you know, at least break even in that space, and that'll give us a better feel down back. But if we concede, I think 5 goals against from centre bounces against Carlton, and maybe 5 goals from defensive 50 stoppages. So they're the things we've got to try and rectify.
6-day break again.
Yeah.
Is it significantly harder 6-day break when you're travelling as opposed to coming back? Is the time difference, losing time in the air, is that significant from or is there anything else significant about travelling on the 6-day break rather than playing at home?
6-day break is really difficult to travel. So, but that's what you get when we're in our position. Sometimes you don't get the luck of the draw. So we're not complaining about it. But it is the Brisbane trip, obviously Carlton, and then we've got this one as well. It's 6 days into a travel. So we'll leave today, and then play Saturday, obviously. So yeah, that's been a challenge for our group. But there's no reason why you can't start well off that.
What's the big difference between 6-day break at home versus 6-day break away? We're giving us the same number of days.
We're just just getting on a plane 2 days out. You know, we had to train yesterday, and then we pretty much had Monday off for our players, but our staff came in. So you're sort of working every day, and then your main training you don't do too much. So, but it's sort of part of it. We're sort of used to it.
Fair to say you'd cop that now because of your position, but if you're in finals contention, you just wouldn't be able to put up with that, would you?
Nizabil going hard. But you do get what you deserve a little bit, and we probably don't deserve the easy fixture.